Hello, my name is Richard. This is Over and Over and Over Again. This is the start of the weekend. It is, of course, the Arsenal Women's Show. We have got a lot to get through tonight. Of course, we are going to look back on that disappointing result away at Everton last weekend. We're going to have a little chuckle maybe at Chelsea's result during the week. Well, a couple of results they've had in the last week, haven't they? So we'll have a little chat about that. We've got a new contract signed and sealed this week as well. So we'll talk about that. And, of course, on Sunday, we are playing a team that could well be the new WSL champions, Manchester City away. So we're going to look ahead to that game as well. And, of course, it's all coming up, as always, the other side of this. And joining us, of course, as always, it is Andreas in slightly different surroundings this week. Tell everybody where you are and why.
Good evening, everybody. From Motel 1 in Cologne, Fair Deutz. Bayern girls are playing tomorrow in Leverkusen. They have the chance, if they win there, to seal the title. So I thought I have to be there. I checked in the Motel 1 an hour ago. I checked the Wi-Fi and I hope the technique is working. So, here I am.
Fantastic. Good to see you. That's like slightly different surroundings this week, but it's fine. It's good that you've managed to join us. And, of course, that's going to be an exciting game for you tomorrow, isn't it? I'm sure it's going to be really good. I'm expecting a big crowd because I know Germany don't tend to get that big crowds for the women's games, do they?
No, especially Leverkusen. The men's team is currently champions in Bundesliga, but the women from Leverkusen, they have approximately 800, 900, sometimes 1,000 attendance. It's just very low. So I think maybe there will be more fans from Bayern Munich there than Leverkusen home fans. Let's see. Everybody's excited from Bayern Munich side. The chance to win the title second time in a row is extremely high. It's the first match ball, the third last match weekend. So let's hope. But last year, Bayern played 0-0 there. So this wouldn't be enough to win the title. Maybe with our support. Let's hope.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll get it done tomorrow. That'd be good, won't it? As like you said, two titles in a row. So we can only dream about Arsenal for the time being, but our time will come back again. I'm sure it will. Of course, we can only start with one thing. Really, going back last weekend, what turned out to be a little bit of a flat performance and a really poor result in the end. I mean, in many ways, I thought this game and this performance probably summed up the season maybe in one game, didn't it? Because we were a better team. There was no doubt about that. We created lots of chances. We missed some really, really big chances as well, didn't we? We should have scored 3 or 4 goals. I don't think there's any doubt about that. And had we put some of those away, we would have won comfortably, as we all predicted we would. But how many times this season have we said exactly the same thing? We play pretty well. We dominate possession of the ball. We create chances. We don't put them away. And then we're punished at the back with a sloppy goal. And it was a sloppy goal, a set-piece goal, which, we have to do better in. And it's denied us 2 points. And at the time, it was disappointing. Of course it was. And then we'll come on to it a bit later. But, we saw what happened to Chelsea in the week. And had we won this game, suddenly second place would have been there for the taking. So the excitement that we would normally feel with a Chelsea collapse at the end of the season, almost it feels more frustrating for me because we've blown our own chance to take advantage of that, really, haven't we? We've made it really difficult for ourselves. So it was doubly frustrating, that goal right at the end. Fair play, 16-year-old lass it was, wasn't it? I got the goal, her first goal for the club. Brilliant for her, obviously, and a great moment for the WSL. But obviously, from our point of view, it just wasn't, I don't know, we didn't, I don't know, I'm not saying we underestimated Everton because we didn't, we created chances, but this has happened too many times this season, hasn't it, Andreas, where we've created and missed loads and loads of chances, and then we end up costing us points. We've dropped so many points in games we should have won and won easily that it's almost like, what is going on? Do you know what I mean? It gets to that point now, doesn't it, where we can't keep obviously coming to the end of the season now, but next season we've got to put that right, haven't we? We've got to take these chances.
Yeah, I mean, we often said that we have our problems against the teams with a low block, but this time you can't say that we had a problem to create chances. We created a lot of chances, and I yeah, still remembering this match, I can't understand how they missed these sitters. There were 100% chances, and we should have scored 3-4 goals at least. And yeah, as you said, the matches away at Spurs, at West Ham, and at Everton, normally we must win these matches, and then we would be in the title race. Tomorrow against Sunday against City would be the title-deciding match. And even if we win only 1 or 2 of these 3 matches, then second place would be possible. We could make pressure on Chelsea, but now with this 1-1 draw, I think Chelsea has thrown away the season, but they still will finish second, and we will finish third, and that's okay. It's a Champions League qualifying spot, but it's not enough for us, not for this squad, for this team. And yeah, we won a trophy, we qualify for the Champions League. It's okay. The season is just an okay season, but not a good season. And this match at Everton, I just checked the statistics. Unbelievable. We had 63% ball possession and scored 1 goal. We had 10 corners. 10 corners. Nothing out of this. We say this week in, week out. Our set piece training is it's not good enough. Everton had 5 corners. From 1 corner, they scored the equalizer. Of course, it's a moment this 16-year-old girl will remember forever in her career. Coming in against Arsenal, a team like Arsenal, and scoring in stoppage time the equalizer. It's fantastic for her. But for us, if you miss so many chances and then you score the first goal in the 80th minute, this must be enough to win such a match. And even if you don't score a second one to be on the safe side, then defend good, and don't let them get another corner or yeah, the equal. It was really disappointing. And yeah, we had 17 shots on in total. Everton had 11, 6 shots on goal, 1 goal. It's yeah. It's so disappointing when they see the statistics. You are the better team, and all the statistics say this better team must win. They must score more goals. But I don't know what's going on. And once again, it feels as if we have 15 or 20 corners in every match, and we don't score. We don't score goals. And the explanation from Jonas in the press conference, we have lost aerial power with Rafa and Jen. Yeah, of course, but there are still players that have aerial power, like Leao or Leslie. We know that Leslie scored against us while she was playing for United. So something is wrong with our set pieces, with the deliveries that are coming into the box. But it was disappointing, and on Sunday evening I thought, it's impossible. This can't be another match where we have thrown away points. But well, the season is, the problem is the season is over in their minds, and But anyway, we must learn from this, and another season with fighting for the third place is not enough. So on Monday, I was really thinking, is Jonas really the right man for us? And I'm still not sure, but as you said last week, he deserves a chance for another year, of course, but he must change something. As I said, set piece training, and tactical ability to change things if tactics doesn't work.
Yeah, no, I mean you're absolutely right, and it has been a disappointing season. Of course, it has. I think we all, after what happened last season with the injuries that we had, I think we was all hoping for a different end result this time, and it's turned out to be the end result is the same as it was last season. Third place, Continental Cup. Only this season we didn't have the Champions League run to gear us all along that we did last season. So I heard Jonas's press conference, and he was talking about, the underlying stats this season are much better. And yes, you have to say we've created more chances this season. There's no doubt about that. But we probably had more possession over the course of the season than we did last season. So in that sense, that is an improvement. But the fact that we're going to get roughly the same number of points as we did last season, pretty much, depending on the last two games. But we're in line to get a similar number of points, maybe one or two more, one or two less, depending on how the last two games go. So there's not really an improvement there. We lost in the FA Cup last season to Chelsea. This season we've lost to City, so no real change there. I say last season we had the Champions League, which we didn't this season, as we know. So I don't know. I feel as though Jonas has tried to make it too many excuses to me in that press conference today. The underlying stats are good. Well, if the underlying stats are better, why aren't the results better? That means more of a problem. That's not a good thing. It's a bad thing, because it means there's more of a problem, because the stats are better, but the results are worse, or not any better. They're very similar, actually, when you look through. Yes, we've lost some silly games this season that we don't normally lose, as we mentioned, Tottenham, West Ham, and stuff like that. But in terms of number of defeats, it's going to be roughly the same as last season. The number of wins, roughly the same as last season. So, we've conceded a few more goals, maybe scored a few more, but I don't know. I think that next season is a massive, massive season for Jonas, actually, because if he doesn't get it right, then I don't think he can remain in the job. And by getting it right, what that means is not necessarily winning the league, but making a much better attempt at winning the league, being in that race. As you said, I mean, if we'd beaten West Ham away, we were 1-0 up, we should have won that game. If we'd beaten Everton away, we were 1-0 up, we should have won that game. That's actually going to be that's 5 points more than we've got now. And this is going ahead of the Man City game away. We'd be right in that title race. So it's small margins. Let's not think that we're miles away, because we're not. It's small margins here and there, isn't it? It's the odd defensive mistakes against West Ham cost us the win there. Mistakes against Everton cost us the points there. The Tottenham game, we a bit like Everton, we had tons of chances and we end up losing. And that's 3 points that we should have got as well. So, yes, all those points in those games would have put us potentially top of the league now with 2 games to play, and then having to avoid defeat against Man City to win the league. I mean, incredible. And here we are, disappointed in the season. So it's not unretrievable. This situation can't be turned around. Next season, it's not going to take a lot of differences to make us be more competitive when it comes to the title race. It's not going to take much at all, is it? It's just going to be more clinical in one box, being slightly better, stronger defensively at the other end, and we'll be fine. Everything else is okay. Our overall play isn't bad, I don't think. We're good with the ball. We were dominating possession, as we've said. We're creating chances. So most of it, 90% of what we're doing is actually good, as it was last season, as it was the season before. It's just those two ends of the pitch where we've made too many silly defensive mistakes, and we're just not. I mean, some of those misses against Everton. I mean, Vicky Palova's miss was ridiculous. I mean, open goal, she's completely scuffed it. Caitlin Ford in the first half, open goal virtually, she's completely missed her kick. These are things that you can't blame Jonas for that in particular, I don't think. That's not a manager fault. I think that's just mistakes that players make. Jonas is at fault for other things. I'm not saying he's not at fault, but for a player missing a chance like Vicky Palova's, particularly in the second half, that's not the manager's fault, is it? The manager isn't responsible for her. The move was a good move to get there. Vicky's got herself in a position, and she hasn't put the ball in the net where it was easier to do that than to miss. So I don't know. I don't think that's a manager problem, that particular problem. Other problems are the manager's fault. Defensively, the shape of the team, the way we're defending set pieces, that's a manager, coach fault. The lack of goals from corners that we get, that's manager's fault. But players missing an open goal, that's just one of those things that happens. But we've missed too many chances for it to be a coincidence, so haven't we? I think that's the issue, isn't it?
Yeah, of course you can't blame the manager for not scoring goals, but you can blame him for the wrong tactics or for not reacting in a match that's not working out as he has planned. And okay, we don't know what about Viv's situation. Last week he said it was not a fitness issue. Okay, now she She's not available this weekend because of she needed knee treatment, but last weekend she was available. So why not bringing her on, and not in the 85th or in the 90th minute? I think he was preparing to bring her on in the 95th or 92nd minute, 96th minute. That's too late. Yeah, you have the best goal scorer ever from the WSL on your bench, and she seems to be fit last week. Why not trying to bring her on? And if she says, I want to play as number 10, I don't want to be number 9 again. Yeah, the manager decides. If he says, I'll sub you on and you are playing number 9 now for the last 20 minutes, then she has to do. And she has to, she has to try to get to her best, to her fitness level again. And I don't know. There are problems that are manager related. Although the not reacting if his plan A doesn't work, then he lets them try again and again. So in the Everton match, he must see we are missing too many chances. Maybe Caitlin or Vicky are not mentally fit. So he must change something. He must try something. Stina is not scoring for the last 3 matches. So maybe she has played too much, or the Conti Cup is still in her mind. Try something and not play the same team every week and let them try 90 minutes. If it doesn't work, then you must have a plan B. And you can't say it's a problem of the injuries or the players that came back from injuries. City and especially Chelsea had injury problems this season, and they are ahead of us in the table. So they must have made something better. Because when I look at our squad, the City or the Chelsea squad is not better.
No.
Why do they have 2 or 6 points or 8 points more than we have? City is missing Gilroyd and now Bunny Shaw. Chelsea was missing Millie Bright, Sam Kerr. They are doing better. So, I agree. Jonas deserves another chance, but next season he has to prove he's the right man. And you can't say we must win the league. That's not possible. No. And in 22 matches, too many things can happen. But you must compete for the title, maybe until the last day. But compete for the title with 1 or 2 points different, and not 8 or 9 points trailing them. And look at our goal difference. It's ridiculous compared to Chelsea and Man City. We won our matches 2-1 or 3-1, and they won 5-0, 7-0. So I think this is, if we haven't won the Conti Cup, I would say it's a bad season for us. But okay, with the trophy and the 3rd place, it's okay. But okay is not enough for a club like Arsenal. That's still my opinion.
Yeah. No, you're right. And I actually feel a little bit as though had we not won the Continental Cup and finished 3rd, maybe Jonas wouldn't have deserved another season. And I would have agreed with that. But I think the fact that he has won a trophy again, beating Chelsea in the final 2 years running as well, it's not easy to do that. So to do that, I think he's earned the right for another season. But he can't make the same mistakes again next season, or that'll be it, as far as I'm concerned. I think that'll be fair enough. I don't think he'll have too many complaints either if that was what happens. But I do think maybe a little bit bringing in Leslie Russo has potentially disrupted our forward play, because last season we seemed we seemed to be a little bit more in tune with the way that we were attacking. This season, Leslie's come in and she's a totally different player to anybody that we had before her. And he's been determined to keep playing her every single game, whether it's as the number 9, whether it's now as the number 10. She's played wide on the right before in one game. And he's going to shoehorn her in somewhere in that front line. And I don't think that that's helped necessarily to helped our forward play. I think it's disrupted us a little bit. And I'm not saying Leslie's not a great player, because she is a great player. And I think that once everything settles around her better, she's going to be a great signing. But I do feel as though maybe her coming in, I think it's unsettled Stina a little bit. Stina did so well at the end of last season, scored so many important goals. She was suddenly cast aside. And And I don't know whether or not it's had a negative impact a little bit on the overall balance of the attack. I totally agree with what you said about Viv, actually, because, it was 0-0 with 20 minutes to play at Everton, right? And we'd missed chances. If Viv was fit, and was she fit or not, we don't really know. Now she's supposed to be out this weekend, so we're not sure. But let's assume she was fit. She was on the bench. Why not put her on with 20 minutes to play? Knowing the quality that she has. And yes, okay, she's not played much. She's not going to be at her sharpest. Of course not. But with her quality, she can create something, or she would have scored that chance at Vicky Palogan. Yeah. She get, even no matter how unfit she is, she would have put that in the net. So, yes, why didn't he do that? I agree that he should have. If she's fit enough to be on the bench, she's fit enough to play for 20 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever it is. And yeah, maybe not by not doing that, it's probably cost us the victory there, because Viv would have, we went 1-0 up without Viv on the pitch. So imagine what we could have done had she come on for 20 minutes, and who knows? We'll never know. But yeah, I agree. That did seem strange. And it's not the first time he seems to have not made the substitutions that the game seems to be asking for, and he's not doing it. And these are things that has got to improve. Yeah, absolutely. They've got to improve next season, because you don't get second chances now in the WSL. As we've seen, Chelsea and Man City now, and even Man United, have not had a great season, Man United, this season, but they've lost some players, of course, but you can't afford too many. You don't get too many second chances there. You lose 1 or 2 games and you're struggling then, aren't you, to get yourself back? So, next season's got to be better. It's got to be. I mean, talking to Chelsea, Terry's with us. He says, Conti Cup lost, FA Cup out, Champions League out, WSL gone, bye-bye, Salty. At least you'll look slim in America in your 4-man tent. So you see, I can't, as much as Chelsea's collapse has been quite amusing since her push on Jonas, and it's all gone wrong. It is quite funny, let's be honest. It is quite funny, but I'm feeling very, very frustrated that we're not the team that can take advantage of that. The last 2 or 3 seasons, we've been crying out for Chelsea to fall apart so we could get the league. Like 2 years ago, I'd love them to have fell apart because we would have won the league. And this year, they're falling apart, and we can laugh at it. I mean, it is quite amusing, but we've blown our opportunity to have taken advantage of that. We're not close enough. We've dropped too many silly points. We should be in there. We should be where Man City are. We should be taking advantage of Chelsea slipping up. Yes, next season is going to be a tough season for Chelsea anyway. We know that already. But I can't get too excited about Chelsea falling apart when we've not been there to take advantage of it. Seeing Manchester City, should Man City beat us on Sunday, they're going to pretty much win the league. And that should be us. It feels to me that should be us, and it isn't. So it makes it even more frustrating. So I know we all got amused by the result the other night, and Emma's reaction at the end, and throwing her toys out the pram as she does, and it was quite funny. But ultimately, I'm very, very, very upset and disappointed that we haven't been there to take advantage of that. And it's not been us that's even second place. Even second place would have been finishing above Chelsea. We haven't finished above Chelsea in the league for a long time, and that would have been. This was the season, wasn't it? With everything that's gone on, and we've not been able to do that, and that makes it worse to me. I'd rather Chelsea not have fell apart. If we're not going to be there to finish above them, they might as well just won their games and come second anyway. They're going to come second as it is. So I don't know. I don't know. I can't get too excited about it. It's been a tough week, and I'm not too excited about that. Anyway, let's see what we got. Some other. Greg was saying the same crowds as Joe. Talking about the crowds in Germany. I mean, it seems like Leverkusen women have got the same number of fans as Chelsea women, about 800 every year. So yeah, you'd be probably about right there, Greg. I'll make you right. Terry says, Andreas, good to see you, mate. Slightly a bit. What does that say? Oh, traitorish, not going to watch the Goon. He goes, no, don't be that. Of course he's not. Still, it's better than you're going to take that. Exactly, yeah. What's the choice? Going to take that or going to watch Bayern Munich women win the league? I mean, come on. It's a no contest, isn't it? Terry says, Terry says the girls were saving themselves for the City game, but we should have won that. Okay, well, I don't think they were saving themselves for the City game. I just think that maybe mentally the season's done for them, and I don't know if that's the reason. Royston says those 2 points dropped to Everton are looking very costly. Exactly, that's my point, mate. Yes. Exactly, it is. Had we won that game, suddenly Chelsea are under pressure to get that second place, and we could have really put that pressure on them. And yeah, I agree. It's looking the Everton result looks worse now with Chelsea's result in the week than it did at the time. It was bad enough last Sunday when the result happened, but what's happened since has actually made it worse. So I can't get too excited about Emma looking sad. It doesn't really cheer me up at this moment, I'm afraid. Terry says, I think they played for a draw to make it exciting on the last game of the season. No, I don't think they did.
I don't think so.
Royston says Barnsley 0, Bolton 1. That's course in the playoffs for the championship, isn't it? League One to the championship. I did watch a funny video. I don't know whether you guys watch Sogden. He's a Bolton fan. He's a really good guy on YouTube, funny. And he was at the Bolton game, the last game of the season against Peterborough. That was a really good video. And they were like, the Peterborough fans were sort of like laughing about it all. But in the end, Bolton might well get out anyway. So good for them. Terry says, if you need a shoulder to cry on, Andreas, me and Greg are here. Get in here for a big man. Like, yeah, he's been a bad week, Terry. Come on. What are you on about? Terry says, I think we're still missing that killer instinct. Yes, exactly, we are.
Yes.
That's what needs to change, doesn't it? Ada Hadder says, bring that Jonas here. Let him answer the questions. Well, no, that'd be a good idea. I'd love to get him here and have a chat to Jonas and go through a few things with him and see what's what. Because let's face it, in the press conferences, the questions are very safe, aren't they? They're very safe and they're very, you're not allowed to ask too many questions that they won't like. So, yeah, I'd like to get him in and maybe get to the bottom of things a bit better. But anyway, it's never going to happen, probably. Unless you're out there, Jonas, if you're watching, you're welcome on anytime. We'd love to have you. We'll be gentle with you because we do like you, really. We're just a bit frustrated, that's all. Greg says there, Andreas, keep the faith. Any other team with the amount of new players, you'd say they're going for a transition period, but we're expecting more from the girls, I think, under the circumstances. I mean, I do kind of agree with you, Greg, to a certain degree, and we have got some new players and stuff like that, but it is a transitional period to a degree, but last season and this season, we've not really made that should have been the transition, shouldn't it? And this season, we should have seen the results of that with Leslie coming in and whatnot, and I kind of get your point, and I do kind of agree to a certain degree, but I don't think that's a big enough excuse, really, to say it's a transition. It is a transition to a degree, but we still should be doing better. Terry says, I think he makes the wrong changes. I love Mida, but she was rubbish. It's an Arteta Saka thing. Well, yeah, no, I think that the thing with Mida, and she's not had her best season, and we know why. She's just come back from a big injury. Of course, we wouldn't expect anything else. But she is one player that can make something happen. Even if she's having a bad game, she'll pop up in the box. I mean, she set up the goal. It was her shot that created the goal in the last 10 minutes. Had he took her off, we might not have scored that goal. We might have lost that game. So the thing with Beth Mead, I'm always reluctant to take her off for the same reason that she can do something special. She can do a magic moment from nothing, even when she's not playing. Well, same with Viv. Viv can have a poor game, but she's capable of doing something amazing like she did at Liverpool a few months back when she got that great goal and it was 0-0 where you're struggling. She can do that. Beth can do that. So you've got to weigh it up and think, is it worth the risk of taking off a player that can win you a game, even though they're not having a great game? Or do you say, okay, yeah, it's not working, we'll try something else? It's a tough one. And that's why managers get paid a lot of money and we don't get paid nothing to sit here and talk about it. I mean, would you have took Beth off, Andreas, on Sunday? Because I'm not sure that taking Beth off was necessarily the answer. Well, it wasn't, because she set up the goal. So it wasn't the answer. Clearly.
Yeah. I mean, she had two games in which she scored goals. So therefore she was in the starting lineup again. And and you know that she always can create situations or is there when a ball drops and she's in the box in danger. So I think she had not her best game, but there were worse games from her in the last months. So the last two matches she scored. So I don't think she's the problem, and I wouldn't say Leslie is the problem, but the problem is that Jonas hasn't found the real role for her.
The balance, isn't it? The balance.
He tried her as number 9, as number 10, as a winger, and I think she's now our best scorer in the WSL. Maybe, if I'm right, she has scored in WSL more goals than Stina. Stina has overall scored more because she had this hat-trick in Conti Cup. But, well, she scores her goals, but she hasn't found her definite position in this team. And the connections between the players. Of course, it works with Beth, It worked with Stina, but she had no chance whether it works with Viv or It's the problem that Jonas didn't find the right balance, or as we said, he doesn't bring the best out of the players or the best quality out of the players. I really like Jonas and his explanations at press conference, etc. And after the match, when he says, "It's my fault. I'm the manager. It's my fault, not the girls' fault." That's good. Emma is very different. She throws her team under the bus after a match, or says we had diarrhea or something like that. Too much information. We don't want to know that. Jonas is he's protecting his team and his players. That's good. But more and more, I think he does not know how to bring the best out of this squad, out of each player. He has so many quality players, but he's trying. Let's try her as 9. Let's try her as 10. But the players don't find their roles in these situations. And when you see Chelsea is falling apart, and they are still 2 points ahead of us with 1 game in hand, so it's not falling apart. They have a better season. Like we have, okay, we won 1 more trophy than Chelsea. So, but in the WSL, they had the better season, although they are falling apart in the last matches. And this is not enough for us. I'm not satisfied with this season. Despite all the injury things and returning from long-term injuries, we all know that. But I think the quality of the squad should have brought more in the league, more points, more goals. And I think everybody hears that I was really disappointed on Sunday. Fortunately, we have 5 days now between the match and today, because on Sunday I would have said a lot more negative things, but now...
Yeah. No, I was the same on Sunday. Like I was really annoyed about that game, I must admit. It probably annoyed me. That game's probably annoyed me as much as any other game this season, actually, the way that we threw that away and the circumstance of it all. And I was really annoyed at it. But obviously, the men's game straight afterwards kind of cheered us up a little bit, didn't it? So that was all right, I suppose. But it didn't make me feel any less frustrated about that. Anyway, we have got a very special guest joining us, and he is back for good. It is, of course, Emma.
I'd like to take that reference. Yeah, that was a good one. How are you guys? All right?
Yeah. Good stuff. But how was Take That last week? Was it good?
Oh, it was really good. Yeah, it was done distant, man. It was the first proper tour for 5 years. It was really good. Okay, I didn't know all the songs, but no, it was good. It was really good. It was a sellout. 20,000 at the O2 last week. It was good.
Wow. Good stuff. And I mean, obviously, I don't mind Take That. I've got to be honest. They're all right, aren't they? They're
the first time I saw Gary Barlow live, man. That was good. Yeah.
They've had some good songs, I suppose.
No, that's fantastic songs. Yeah.
They are good, yeah. Wayne says, I can't lie, league-wise, it fizzled out for me after the Sockgate Chelsea lot. Yeah, that was a nail. If we'd won, that still could have been game on. Yeah, that's all about next season, but glad we got a trophy. Yeah, I mean, obviously that Chelsea game was a massive disappointment. The performance more than anything. I don't mind. Look, well, I say I don't mind losing. I don't like losing games, of course, especially to Chelsea. But it was a manner in which we lost that game that was terrible. So yes, that was maybe the turning point for the league, without a doubt. But yeah, we won a trophy, and we have to be pleased with that. Chelsea would have took 1 trophy this season, wouldn't they? I'm sure. And we've got 1. Greg says the problem is we've got too many players who want to score rather than looking for the better option. Yeah, sometimes that's true. Sometimes that is true. We do seem to shoot from sometimes stupid angles, but then you had Vicky Palova who had a chance to score an easy goal and decided to pass it wide of the post. So, it's that wasn't that problem, was it, I suppose? But anyway, Terry says, I'm over the moon with what's happened to Salty FC and Mrs. Salty herself, but I do agree. I think deep down we're all kind of, pleased that Chelsea it's all going wrong. I think we're all kind of enjoying the quadruple being slowly tossed away 1 week at a time, which has been quite amusing. But yeah, I'm frustrated that it's not us that's been there to really make the most of it. And as you said, Greg says the only thing better than Chelsea falling apart would be seeing Spurs.
Beating City. Who was the favourite beat City in a couple of weeks?
I think Chelsea falling apart is probably better because of the whole Emma situation. I mean, Spurs getting relegated, all that would mean is they'd have one season in the Championship, win loads of games and come straight back again.
Yeah.
I mean, we wouldn't get to play them, so I wouldn't want them to get relegated particularly. I like to play Tottenham every season because, one, it's a good lot of points for us, usually 4 or 6 points that we get, so I don't want them relegated. But I do want Chelsea women to fall apart. That has been better for me. I've enjoyed that more, but I would have enjoyed it even more had we been the team to beat them anyway. Terry says, I would have took Mido off and chucked Viv up top, straight down the middle. Yeah, maybe that might have been an idea, but I said Beth did set up the goal, didn't she? Terry says, Robbie's in the house. Yeah, Robbie Williams is here, of course. So anyway, Emma, the Everton game, what did you make of it? Obviously, we didn't win, and that was frustrating, wasn't it?
Funny enough, I was actually at work, so I only saw the result. I saw brief highlights, but again, we missed so many chances again. It could have been... And to take until the 80th minute, if you don't take your chances, always an opportunity. And it's been the same old story all season, hasn't it? Crosses into the box, another one. That was a brilliant header. But again, you just got to defend it properly, see it out. Game management hasn't always been our strong point either. And when you look at that goal, it's a brilliant moment for a 16-year-old, but we should be seeing out the game better. It's happened too often this season, or where mistakes have led to goals. You think back to the Manchester United game, which we dominated. Needed an absolute worldie from Chloe to get a draw out. Give an example. Who else am I thinking of? That's just one of many examples this season where we haven't killed off teams where we dominated. We're a bit unlucky, but it goes to show. I just look at the table, City have scored 12 more goals than us this season. Chelsea have scored 10 more goals. It's obvious where the problems lie. Okay, well, it's not the quality of the forwards; it's just having that clinical edge. And I mean, okay, I hope the squad stays fit next season. But I think the priority has to be maybe as a backup. Sign somebody who can bang in the goals. Like we saw with Khadija Shaw, 21 goals. She's won the FWA award and they're likely to win the title. We need somebody who needs to take those chances. Maybe just pull the trigger, not try in the final third, like we have had in the past. And I mean, it was such a frustrating result. But I mean, it just sums up our season because we just haven't been able to kill teams off. And we need to definitely. It's okay. We won the Conti Cup, as I said. Andreas has said rightly. Yeah, it's not good enough for a squad without depth. And okay, maybe I'll take back some of the criticism for Jonas. I'll give him one more season, and hopefully but the priority has to be for us to consistently until the final day, like 2 years ago. Okay, we've been unlucky with injuries since then, but we have to go for the title, full throttle, get back in the Champions League, attract that quality talent. I think we've got such a good squad now. We just need to maybe the finishing touch would be to add a 20-goal a season striker, which we probably haven't had since Viv in 2019 when we last won the title, ironically. So, I don't know whether that will be the priority in the summer. But we just need to make better decisions in the final third and kill teams off sooner because we're always susceptible to a goal being conceded from a cross or just giving our opposition that small sniff in every game. And if for a top side, for a club of our stature, we need to be more ruthless in that regard. And hopefully that can be a test in the summer. I'll take back some of the stuff I said about Jonas, but he has to make that the priority in the summer to maybe sign that backup striker who can bang us in 20 goals a season.
Well, no, I mean, Rachel Daly got the Golden Boot last season. That's
True.
So just having a one player who scores all your goals isn't the way to have success. The way to have success is making sure you've got 4 or 5 players that are regularly scoring goals. And we've got that, haven't we? I mean, I think Beth with a full pre-season, everything next season is going to get 10 goals. If Viv can get herself anywhere near fit, she's going to get 15 to 20. We know Stina can score goals if she's on the pitch. Leslie can probably score 15 goals. She's not a massive goal scorer, but those spread around that, Caitlin Full chips in with normally 10 a season. So we've got, Chloe Lacasse can probably score a few more. She's got 4 or 5, but again, she's not playing much. So I don't necessarily think relying on one player to score the majority of the goals is necessarily the way to have success. I think it needs to be. I think we've got enough goal scorers in the team as it is. I think Leslie scores goals. Obviously, we've seen Stina scores goals. We know she's a 20 goals a season goal scorer. We know Beth's going to score goals. Viv scored 35 goals for us before in the season. She's fit and firing. So I'm not sure if we necessarily need to buy another striker. We've got plenty of strikers. We've got plenty of goal scorers. We need to sort out our defensive side of our team. We need a new goalkeeper. I think we need a new central defender. And it was interesting what Jonas said today about lacking some height in set pieces, attacking set pieces. Obviously, he brought Amanda Illerstedt in the summer because that's her biggest strength, and she scored some goals. And now, of course, she's not going to be able to play because she's pregnant. So we've kind of lost out there. So I kind of get his point, and maybe we do need to bring in maybe someone who's a bit more dominant in the air in both boxes. Maybe Leah Cadena is a great footballing defender, but she's not strong in the air. Particularly, Leah Williamson's strengths lie elsewhere. She's okay in the air. You know, Millie Bright, for example, would be a perfect player for us, wouldn't she? A player like that.
Wendy Renard. Oh
yeah, Wendy. Yeah, exactly. We're never going to get her, are we? Yeah, Wendy Renard would be fantastic. But I kind of get Jonas's point, and he's right to a certain degree. And if we improve that side of our game, you know, if we're defended better this season, we would have scored enough goals to have won the league, to have won more games, because we've had, you know, we've Andreas said at the beginning, we were winning games 2-1 or 3-1. We've lost a lot of games 1-0, you know, as well. So it's, I don't know. I think we've got enough goal scorers in the team. We need to take more of those chances, but defensively, we've made it hard for ourselves by conceding so many soft goals. Ridiculous. We need to be coming up going forward, and we've got to do that if we're going to be successful. That's the biggest thing. But yeah, I mean, I suppose you can't get too many goal scorers, but I think we've got enough. We've maybe got too many goal scorers as it is, and Jonas doesn't know what to do with them all. How do you fit them all in? You can't get Viv. You can't play Viv, Beth, Stina, Leslie in the same team. It'd be too unbalanced. You can't do that. So obviously Viv's not really been fit anyway. But if she is next season, what does he do? Who does he play at number 10? Well, you think maybe Viv's probably the best number 10. Play Viv at number 10. Then where does Leslie play? Well, Leslie plays number 9, and Stina's not getting a game. So or you play Stina at 9, and where's Leslie? If Leslie goes on the wing, then that means Beth's not playing, or Chloe's not playing.
Yeah, where you play Caitlin as well. If you remember, so just to put in a point, when we won the title back in 2019, Joe's consistent front three was Beth, Dan, and Viv. Those front three were fantastic for the season. I know our squad has got deeper since then, but it's become a bit of a dilemma. You have to have that settled squad for me, and I know it's difficult, but Joe had that settled front three. It's going to be difficult for Jonas moving forward, but I mean, it remains to be seen how he goes about it.
Well, yeah, next season we all agree next season is the one, isn't it? If he doesn't do it next season, that's it. I think we'll all agree. I'm sure the club will agree, and I think that'll be that. And I'm pretty sure that that's gonna happen. So, but yeah, it was frustrating. It's been a frustrating WSL season for the most part. Anyway, we should have done a lot better than we have. You know, the FA Cup was what it was, and obviously the Continental Cup gave us at least some glory to look back on and memories that will last forever. But yeah, it has to be better next season. And talking about next season, we've had some good news, didn't we, during the week with not a new signing, but a first new contract, which is great news. Isn't it? Now, of course, Michelle, as we know, actually scored against us this season, didn't she, for Watford in the FA Cup, which was quite strange. She had a good loan spell there, and I think that's done her real good. And now she's signed her first professional contract, and it's great, isn't it, that a player come through our academy system is now going to be promoted into the first team squad, obviously more for next season. Going forward, and another goal scorer. We talk about a goal scorer. Maybe Michelle's going to be the one to get 20 goals for us next season. Who knows? Good player. Maybe not next season, but maybe in the future. I mean, Andreas, it's good news, isn't it, that we're signing a young player on her first professional contract. You know, she clearly loves Arsenal. She's a great player. She's had a good loan spell at Watford. She's proved she's already scored for the first team as well last season. So it's great news, isn't it, for her? And we're looking forward to seeing how she develops.
Yeah, of course. Another academy player, another player who is Arsenal through and through. It's nearly the same story like Leah or Lotta. I think Michelle joined Arsenal when she was 6, and then she went through all the youth teams and academy teams. And she's an Arsenal fan, and she's a gooner and a gunner. So what can you have more? In your squad, and I think she's happy that she got the offer to sign her first professional contract at her childhood club, and we, or at least I can say for me, I'm happy that we offered her the contract, that we didn't miss the chance to sign her. Otherwise, other teams in the WSL would have signed her, and then maybe in 2 or 3 years we'd say, oh, let's pay 200,000 pounds to get her back. So yeah, it's good that we have signed her, and she deserves a chance. I think having the loan spell in the championship was very, very useful for her. I think I read in her interview that she said it was a very good time there at Watford, and she learned how to compete on this level, championship level, and yeah, she has to prove now in the WSL. I hope we won't send her on loan again, but give her a chance in the squad. Maybe she is such a big talent who makes it through to the first team. Let's see, but yeah, right now at this moment, I'd say it's very good that she signed the contract with us, and she's now a professional player of the Arsenal. Let's hope her development will be like we expect, like we hope. But at least she's a very, very big talent.
Yes, definitely.
Absolutely, yeah. And she could be, of course, there's one or two others as well breaking through that have come through this season, got minutes on the pitch. Katie Reid, of course, Vivian Leah as well has come on, and we've seemed to have some really good young players at the moment as well on the brink of getting time in the first team, and it's great to see, because I do feel that Arsenal as a club, in the men and the women's side, we should be developing players, shouldn't we? That should be what we should do. Developing players that are going to make our first team, playing in our team. Yes, it's all very well developing players that go off and play elsewhere, and that's great as well. It brings money into the club, of course it does, and it's great. But as Arsenal, we've always had a big core, haven't we, of players that have come through our system and have got into the team and are playing. And it's great to see another one being given a big opportunity. And I say, maybe you're right. Next season, I don't want to see her on loan either. I want to see her at the club, training every day with this team, being on the bench on a regular basis, getting minutes on the pitch, and showing what she can do and developing. Because I feel as though now's the time, isn't it, for her? The loan's done her really good, and I think it was a good decision to send her on loan this season, and I think it's worked. And that's what the loan system's for, isn't it? You send a young player out, they play a lot, they develop, and then they come back, they sign a pro contract, and then they're ready to go. And next season is going to be a big season for her. And let's hope, it'd be great to see her playing in the first team more, getting minutes, Continental Cup minutes, maybe if we're in the Champions League, she'll probably play maybe a bit in that, and maybe some Champions League group games as well. Let's see. But yeah, it's exciting times for her. Absolutely over the moon that she's signed his contract, and yeah, she could be a really, really, like you said, she could be she's only got to look, hasn't she, in that change room, see Leah there and see Lotta there, and know that players get given the opportunity if they're good enough. And she knows she's in the right place for that. So it's great, isn't it? I mean, and Emma, you must be happy that Michelle signed this contract, and looking forward to seeing her develop, aren't we, now, over the next 2 or 3 seasons in the squad.
Yeah, it's funny, as you say, she scored a FA Cup again for Watford in the season. But yeah, no, she showed in the potential when she came on against Leicester last season, if I remember rightly. She also made her debut again when the squad was down to its bare bones against Wolfsburg. So she's shown her potential, and she scored against Leeds, I think, if I remember rightly, in the FA Cup last season. So
yeah, she did.
She I don't know, I think was it 1 or 2, I can't exactly remember, but yeah, no, she's a promising player. It's good to see that we've gone to our youth again. We've got so many players that we've developed, whether it be with the men's side down the years or the women's side from the academy. So yeah, I mean, it's good to see, and hopefully, whether it will be that 20 goals in striker, I don't know, but it's good for her development that she can use role models that she's got around her to improve her game. And yeah, and I'm excited for her, and hopefully she'll get plenty of playing time under Jonas, whether it be from the bench, unlikely to be starts, she's still only 18, but no, as she grows and develops as a player, she will hopefully she'll integrate herself in the team well, and no, I'm excited for her, so good luck to Michelle. I think she'll do well.
Yeah, look at Aggie Beever-Jones at Chelsea. She was on loan in Everton.
Yeah, she was on loan at Everton last season, that's right,
yeah. And now this season she got her chances. Of course, she had a lot of matches where she was sitting on the bench, but she came from the bench, or she got she got starting 11, and she scored. She scored in the first half of the season, and now with Sam Kerr, Mia Fisher, Myra Ramirez out, she's starting as number 9 for Chelsea, and she's scoring for Chelsea. Let's forget the last season when she injured Leah Holty. Things happen.
Yeah, that's true.
She apologized for this,
as
and,
well,
and Leah accepted the apologies. This is over, and let's forget this. I think Aggie Beaver-Jones is a good example how an academy player, after a loan spell, comes back to the parent club and gets minutes and grabs her chance. I think she's on the way. She's on the way to become a lioness. So why not Michelle? She's, I think, 1 year younger than Aggie Beaver-Jones, 1 or 2 years, but she could take the same development. So let's give her the chance. And if it doesn't work, you can say in 2 years, okay, WSL, she's on the average. It's not enough for a top club. Maybe, but we should try. And having academy players and giving them the chance is very important for the identity of the club, for identifying with the fans. And when you see how Lotta is Arsenal through and through, and she said, why should I leave my comfort zone when I have everything that I want in this club? The development and everything is in this club where I know everything and where I feel comfortable and home. That's just perfect. The perfect role model. And
I mean, I think that maybe the slight difference with Aggie Beaver-Jones was she did go on loan in the WSL, so she had experience in the WSL, and obviously Michelle's been in the Championship, and there is a gap there, isn't there, in the standard? There's no doubt about that. So maybe she's slightly ahead in that, and she's older as well, like you said. But yeah, hopefully Michelle can get her WSL experience with us, playing games for us, getting on the pitch for Arsenal and doing it for us. That's what we hope. But yeah, Aggie Beaver-Jones is an example of that, exactly. And it goes to show that the loan, I don't always necessarily agree with loaning senior players out. I think loaning your youth players is essential. And maybe they need to stop clubs loaning out senior players. If your senior player isn't good enough to play in your team, then sell them. Don't loan them out to someone else. But I think the youth players need to be given loan opportunities in the Football League or the Championship or whatever it is. So maybe they need to look at the loan system. But yeah, it works at that level brilliantly. And if it works, if Michelle goes on and anywhere near develops as quickly as Aggie Beaver-Jones has, then we're going to have a hell of a talent on our hands, aren't we? It's going to be exciting, isn't it? And Terry says next season we should be playing enough games to give her plenty of minutes on the pitch.
Yeah, definitely.
And I agree. We should be playing enough games next season with hopefully the Champions League and whatnot. Yeah, exactly. Let's do that. Yeah, let's get her on the pitch. Let's give her minutes and let's go. Greg says what we need is a creative midfield player. Palova and Kyra, good battlers but not creative. I mean, I think Kyra's got the capabilities to do that a little bit more. I mean, Vicky's a fantastic at what she does. She's a ball winner. She gets stuck in. She's just brilliant. And she's not a creative player. I agree. She's not going to open up defenses with a defense splitting ball very often. And obviously, she doesn't score enough goals as we've seen. But I like Vicky. But maybe you're right. Maybe some sort of more creative midfield player. Maybe what we need. Yeah, to create. No, it's not that we're not creating chances, though, is it? I suppose it's not like we're not creating chances. We're just not taking them when we create them. So, but yes, obviously more creative players that you get. Obviously, it's going to bring the best out of the forward talent that we've got. So yeah, maybe you're absolutely right. But don't say anything bad about Vicky Palova. I think she's brilliant. I love Vicky Palova. I think she's amazing. She's had a brilliant season. She'll be up there for player of the season for me. Obviously, we'll come on to that at the end of the season. Hada says, why is Jonas put players in wrong position? Well, this is what I mean. You see, this is why we should get Jonas on. We can ask him these questions, can't we? Why do you play players in the wrong position? Ask him and see what he says. It'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Because no one asked him that in his press conferences, do they? You know what I mean? No one asked him that. But anyway, my first question to him would be, why have you stuck Stina on the bench for 3/4 of the season when she's your top scorer? That'd be my first question to him. See what he said. But anyway, I'm sure he's got answers for it all. I'm sure he has. But yeah, brilliant for Michelle. We're looking forward to seeing her. And hopefully she might get a slightly lower squad number next season. What's she, 53 or something, isn't she now? It'd be nice if she got a little bit lower number, maybe. I don't know, 20 or whatever it might be. So we know she's going to play more then. But yeah, well done to Michelle. Congratulations on your contracts. And yeah, great future ahead of you. Whether it will ultimately be with Arsenal or someone else, she's going to have a great career ahead of her. And it's great, isn't it? That it's one of the players that we've developed. We've done that work. We've got her where she is. And I'm sure she'll repay us on the pitch as well. Now we've kind of already touched on Chelsea enough, I think. It's mildly amused us, hasn't it? But Jonas, it was quite interesting in his press conference talking about Manchester City, wasn't he, today, saying about the main difference has been, when it was pointed out to him, and he kind of agreed. We talked about it before, didn't we, Arsenal set pieces, and Manchester City have improved massively their stats on set pieces this season, and that seems to have been what's made the difference. So, if we can do that next season ourselves, there's no reason why we cannot be there ourselves. We just need to tighten up little bits and pieces, don't we? And I say Chelsea have had it now. That's it. That's them gone. Next season we can forget about them. It's all about it's going to be like the men, isn't it? Arsenal and Man City are going to be battling it out in the WSL for the next few seasons as well.
I don't know.
Man City. It's going to be like the old Fergie and Wenger days. It's going to be Arsenal and Man City all over the place. It's going to be
Pep versus Mikel or Gareth versus Jonas. I don't know. Yeah.
And talking of Man City, of course, we're playing them on Sunday. Now, of course, they can't actually. I don't think they can mathematically win the league on Sunday, can they? By beating us, I don't think it would necessarily give them the league.
That's if Bristol City beat Chelsea, though, isn't it? I think Bristol City beat Chelsea, and then City win. That's it. But Bristol City won't beat Chelsea.
Yeah, but Bristol City are going to beat Chelsea, aren't they? No matter how bad Chelsea are playing. Anyway, so the good news is, I hate that if we're playing a team, they beat us and they win the league by beating us. It's horrible. I don't want that to happen. So I'm quite glad that's probably not going to happen. So that's good news. But I think it's an opportunity for us, actually. Yes, we can't win the league, and that's over and done with now for definite. It makes no. We definitely can't catch Man City, even if we beat them. But I think it's a good opportunity on Sunday for us to show what we are capable of against the best teams. And Man City have been the best team this season, the top of the league. It shows, doesn't it? So we've got an opportunity there on Sunday. We don't have a great record away at Man City, do we? That stadium, we never seem to do well. For whatever reason it is, I don't know. But I want to look at this game on Sunday. I'm not looking at it and say, it doesn't matter. City have won the league. We're going to come third. It doesn't matter. I want to see us show. This is a marker for next season, isn't it? Can we show that we can compete next season with the likes of Man City? We've had two really tough games with them so far, haven't we, at Meadow Park? We beat them in the league. We was a bit fortunate, maybe. We was a bit unfortunate to lose in the FA Cup with the over-the-line goal and whatever at the end. So there's not much to choose between us on any given day we play them. So I want to just show on Sunday to go out there and say, look, we are good enough to beat the team that's going to win the league, and we're good enough to beat them. Now, next season, we can go out there and we can do it again. Our record against the top teams generally isn't that bad. I know away from home we've struggled. I say away at Chelsea, away at Man City generally, but I want us to put in a real, even if we don't win the game, to put in a performance to say that, we can compete with you. We can compete with you in your own backyard, and you're about to win the league, and we can go there and compete. That's what I want to see us do. I don't want to see us just go there and get rolled over. I don't want to see that happen, regardless of the fact the result doesn't really matter. I want to see us go there and compete. I mean, do you think we will, Andreas? Do you think we can go there? And obviously, I think we're capable of getting a result. We're good enough to beat anybody on our day and get a result against anyone. But Man City have got a lot to play for. They know a win would virtually seal it. They're almost home and dry if they win. So do you think we've got it in us now with the circumstances of the season to go there and really put in this sort of statement performance and say, yes, we are still here. We've got to be taken seriously?
I hope so. I mean, I read a lot in the last weeks that fans wrote, we should give this game to City. We should lose there. Just that Chelsea doesn't win the league. No, I never want my team to lose. If there is a match, I want my team to win, and I'm sure that every player thinks the same. I can't imagine a player saying, "Oh, let's lose there." And our biggest rival will lose the title. No, they will go into the match and want to win. And after the Everton match, they will be more motivated to show and to prove that they are capable to beat one of the best teams of the league. Every of our players will want to win at City, or at least have a good match there, and prove that we are as good as they are, and that we are able to beat them. And of course, the last match we lost 1-0 in FA Cup. I think this still hurts the players because this was a missed chance, the FA Cup. And so, yeah, we showed that we are able to beat City. We did this last season at home. We did this in the league at home this season too. Of course, we were lucky by this mistake from Chiara keeping, but we were unlucky in the FA Cup match. So, yeah, and we proved that the big teams we are equal and we are able to beat them. City, Chelsea, United. Our problem were the weaker teams, the mid-table teams, and so I think we'll hold against them and try everything to put in a good performance and to get a good result. I'm sure everybody is motivated, and of course Jonas too. He doesn't want to lose this match, and just to say, oh, Emma showed me now she can see what she got from this. No. We want to win, and every player will be motivated. I hope, I hope that we will show a better performance than we did at Stamford Bridge, because this was nothing, and I don't want to see this again. Let's see. On Sunday evening, I would have said no chance. We will lose 3-0 or 4-0. But now it's 5 days later, and I say, okay, why should we lose there? We have a team, a squad that is as good as City. Of course, City has scored more goals, has conceded less goals than we, and they seem to have find their starting 11 or their squad. Everything is working together. Even without Danny Shaw, now Mary Fowler is scoring the necessary goals. They seem to be settled and strong, but let's try our best and hold against them. It's not that we are a weaker team or that we must lose. No, let's try our best. We can play without any pressure. The pressure is on City. If they lose and Chelsea beats Bristol, probably, then it's up to the last day. So City can't afford to lose this match. The pressure is on them. Let's use this opportunity to prove how good we are or to what we are capable of doing.
Absolutely, and you're right. The pressure is on City. Absolutely, the pressure is on them massively, isn't it? Because they're so close to winning the title, and it would be a massive thing for them, wouldn't it, to be able to do that? So I think they are going to feel the pressure. There's going to be a big crowd there, potentially a sellout crowd, and there's going to be a lot of Arsenal fans there, as always. We know the Arsenal fans are everywhere, and I do think there is pressure on them. It's going to be interesting to see how they deal with that, because when you're that close to winning a big trophy, it makes the game much more difficult for you than it is if 3 or 4 games ago when there's no real pressure on you. And it's not like some of the games they've had recently. You looked at the fixtures and you expected Man City to win, regardless of whether they're top of the league or not. But this is a game where we're a team that's capable of being able to take points off them and beat them. So they're going to feel that pressure even more, aren't they, in this game? So I really hope that we can go there. And I agree. Even if Chelsea hadn't messed up in the week, and even if us beating City may have made it easier for Chelsea to win the league, I don't care about Chelsea. I care about Arsenal. I want to see us win the game. And I would never want us to lose a game to benefit somebody else.
No, oh God, no.
Leagues aren't decided on one game. Leagues are decided over a whole season. And if Man City aren't good enough to get enough points over their 22 games to win the league, that's their fault. If we happen to have beaten them along the way, then that's fair enough. I don't want to see us lose a game to benefit somebody else. Absolutely not. Or whatever it is. So, no, I want to see us go there, and I want to see us win. And I want to see us perform well and show that we are the team next season. We are going to be the team to beat. And this is an opportunity to show that, isn't it? Against a very, very good side. A side that have got those relationships that Jonas was talking about. They've got them because they've got quite a settled team over the last couple of years, haven't they? They've got their team, they've got their squad, and I definitely don't want us to lose the game to make sure City win the league. No, if City are going to win the league, they're going to have to earn it, and they're going to have to earn it by playing at their best defense. They've got to earn it. We can't give them anything. So I hope that's what we do. I mean, are you looking forward to the game? Because I'm looking forward to it actually because I like these games against the big teams, even though technically it's not as much riding on it for us now. Let's make them sweat, shall we? Let's make them sweat for the league. I think.
Yeah, I mean, again, up towards maybe the second half, working late again, 2:15 on Sunday. But yeah, no, I think they know that because this is not a familiar position for them. This is their first chance to win the title in 8 years and send Steph out on a high. And I'll be happy. In a way, because she was a legend for Arsenal and England as well. I'll be happy for her. But we don't want to. We want to make it as difficult for them as possible. Let's just try and roll our sleeves up, put in a performance we know we're capable of. I'll go back to the. Okay, I know I don't want to like maybe real. I know this is a women's football show, but you look at the way we defended in the Premier League against them and put up a real fight, took it to them. I want to see that sort of performance from Jonas's team, and we can take it to them for 90 minutes. Make it difficult. The pressure is going to be all on them. They are so close. Rord is injured. Shaw is injured. They want to send Steph out on a high. The pressure is all going to be on City here, and I know our record there isn't great. I know we haven't won there. Was it 7 years now since Jordan scored the winner there? But yeah, no, and I mean, we want to make it difficult, but we want to show what we're capable of, as we did in the game in November. Okay, we did get a little bit lucky with the result in the end, but you could say that was a turning point for Kiara Keating because after that she's been absolutely brilliant for them. But yeah, I just want us to see. We don't want to roll over. We don't want to be saying, I've seen on Facebook as well, are we going to be wanting City to win the title because we don't want Chelsea? Absolutely not. That is not in our DNA. We don't roll over for any other team. We play the way we want to, and we want to make life as difficult as possible. And if we can roll our sleeves up and be clinical, take it to them, there's a possibility of getting a result. But I don't know. It's going to be extremely difficult. But I think on our day, we're more than capable. So, I mean, okay, it's a bit early for this, but I'll go for score prediction. I don't know. I think it's going to be a good game. I think we will take it to them, maybe make it a bit more difficult for them and keep them waiting for the title, which a little bit longer. So, let's see. I'm going to go for a Desmond. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw.
Well, a 2-2 draw wouldn't be a disaster from our point of view. I'm sure Man City wouldn't necessarily want a 2-2 draw, would they? Particularly, I suppose, if Chelsea win, then it puts a bit more pressure on the last week of the season, I suppose. But Greg says, if we play Lear and Lotta, I don't think they'll score against us 4-0. Wow, that's a confident prediction.
4-0?
Instead of the start, we're smashing City, walking the park. He's got 4-1.
He didn't say 10-1. He didn't say 10-1.
That would be good. That would be good. Absolutely would be good. Terry says, Andreas, we ain't as good as they are. We are far better. Well, we're not, are we? Because if we were far better, we'd be top of the league, wouldn't we? They would be third. So maybe we're not far better than them. Not this season, anyway. Greg says they may be scoring, but not against a top team like us. Well, no, that's fair enough. Yeah, we'll have to see, won't we? Terry says, I'm not confident we're beating Brighton the following week 11-0. Well, maybe we will. Maybe we will.
I don't think so.
We'll be 50-10-1 then, will we, Terry?
The last game of the season is always a bit of a strange one sometimes, isn't it? So we'll see. But I don't know about 11-0. But anyway, I mean, let's get your score. But Andreas, what's your score prediction then for Sunday? Obviously, Man City away. I don't think it's going to be 4-0 personally, but who knows?
As I said, fortunately, you didn't ask me last Sunday evening about my score prediction for the City game. So today, I think we'll get a draw there, and Amar said 2-2, so I'll say 1-1. Okay. I don't think we can keep a clean sheet there. Our problems with set pieces, with corners, etc. We will concede one, but we are able to score one. And if we don't concede in the first 10 minutes like we did at Stamford Bridge, then and then we fell apart. But this time, let's keep the 0 for a longer period. Then we will have a good match, and we'll score one, and in the end we'll take a draw with 1-1. I think this would be a good result for us, and let's hope for this.
Yeah, I mean, obviously a draw would be a decent result away from home against a team that's probably going to be winning the league. So I don't think that'd be a bad result at all. I must admit, most of the recent seasons when we played Man City away, we've been the team maybe with a little bit more pressure going into the game, haven't we? For one reason or another, league position or whatever it might be. And this time it's the other way around. We've got no real pressure on us because we've got third place regardless. We can't win the league. we're probably not going to come second either, if we're honest. So, we've got not really any pressure on us at all. We can just go there and relax. And it's City have got to win this game, really, haven't they, to really put them in pole position. So, I don't know. Yeah. I think the extra pressure on City is going to be a really big factor in this game. You can look at the form of the two teams and say, they're probably playing better than we are. Yes, they've had a better season than we have. Yes, of course. Yeah. But when I think that pressure is such a big part of football, big part of sport. And if City can handle the pressure and win the game and, play well and win the game, then fair play to them. Now, they'll be fully deserving champions anyway. But I think the pressure is going to make a big difference in this game. And I think because of that, and because of the fact that we can be more relaxed about this game than we may have been had we been 4 or 5 points better off than we are, that would have been a real tense game, wouldn't it? If we were up there battling for it. But the fact we've got no pressure and they've got all the pressure, I think that's going to be, and I think we'll win the game on that basis, because I think the pressure will be so great on City. Yeah. And I think we can relax, and I think we'll play some decent stuff, and I think we'll go there and win. I don't think we're going to win 4-0. I think we'll win 2-1. I think it'll be a good game. I think it'll be a tight game. I think we'll just edge it. I think we will just edge it. And I think it will come down to that pressure that City will be. I think they'll miss a few chances. They'll get anxious. The crowd will get anxious, and I think we can just relax and go on. And I think, I can see us winning this game, and it'll be good. And I'm going to go 2-1. But we'll probably lose 5-0 now, and that'll be that.
Don't say that, mate.
Terry said the Gooner girls will relight our fire this
week.
We've
another take that reference, yes. Another take that reference.
We'll win our last two games, so take that. Yeah, well, you see, it's all coming out now, isn't it? We've had a few tonight, haven't we? Good old take that, brilliant. But yeah, I mean, I think we'll win. I'm pretty confident as I sit here now. Yes, I agree with Andreas. Last Sunday, I thought, Jesus Christ, we're probably going to lose 8-0 at Man City next week. But I'm kind of the week's gone by, and I'm kind of thinking. After the Chelsea result actually puts even more. I know Man City might look at it and think, that's a great result for us, and it is a great result for them, but it adds to the pressure. It gives more pressure now for this game for them, and I think we can do it. I really do. And it would be interesting, wouldn't it, if Man City do lose, Chelsea win? What an interesting last weekend it's going to be. We went through a similar thing, didn't we, 2 years ago, last game of the season, when we could still win it and we didn't. Yeah, so it could make it quite an interesting finale, couldn't it, if that was the case? But I don't care about Chelsea. I don't care. Any of that doesn't matter. We need to win for us, and that's what we've got to do. And I think we will. I really do. Brilliant stuff. Anyway, so I'm looking forward to the game. It's going to be good, isn't it? What time does your game start tomorrow, Andreas? What time's the kickoff?
It's very early, 11 a.m. Your time. That's the reason why I had to be here overnight, because it would be impossible to make the trip 3 hours from my place to Leverkusen. So from Cologne, it's about 30 minutes by train, regional train.
Oh, not bad. Are you going? Are you going for the DFB Pokal final as well?
Yes, of course.
Oh, good broken. Wow, God, you're a trooper. Jeez, that's impressive, man. That's good. I'm impressed. Yeah. Very good.
I'm going to the cup final on Thursday, Bayern against Wolfsburg, and on Friday I'm flying to London for the cup final, United versus Spurs at Wembley. Yeah.
Oh yeah, wow. I forgot. Oh, sorry, a bit off topic. Did you hear back from British Airways? Did they give you anything?
Yes. I heard from them, and I got the accommodation for one night and the breakfast from Brussels, and they promised to pay another amount. Well
done. Well, there you go. Well done. That's impressive.
Yeah, I think they know that it was an adventure, and it was their fault. It was their fault to start an airplane under thunder and lightning situation with technical issue.
That's BA is normally a reliable company in that regard. I know I flew with them recently, but that's good they did that for you. But yeah, where's the final on Thursday? That's a neutral venue, I'm guessing?
Yes, it's here in Cologne.
Oh, it's in Cologne as well.
I was thinking about
nice.
I was thinking about staying here, but then the hotel would be too expensive, and on Wednesday 2 friends from Munich are coming to my place, and then we're driving together to Cologne, stay there again. Yeah.
And it would be Bayern, if Bayern won both, would that be the first time they've won the double in a long time?
Yes, that would be the first time. The league
Oh, they've
title
never won
would
the
be the
double
second in a
before.
row, but the German Cup was won by Wolfsburg 9 years in a row. So it's time to stop Wolfsburg.
Oh, yeah, but please don't make it 10. Please don't make it 10.
No.
That'll be good. That's going to be good, that, isn't it? Well, what a week. And then the FA Cup final next weekend as well. Wow.
Juventus United versus Spurs as well. My
Yeah.
goodness.
Non-stop. Wow, incredible.
It's not what I wanted to have at Wembley, but I think, as I said, the cup final at Wembley is something special, and it's sold out. So I think, despite the two teams, it will be exciting to be at Wembley again and have the atmosphere for a cup final. I'm looking forward to it.
No, and with our last game of the season against Everton is in 2 weeks, so you get a bit of a break as well. So that'll help.
Well, yeah, exactly, yeah. But it's great to be at those events, isn't it? And you're right, playing a game at a sellout Wembley for a women's game, a cup final is fantastic, isn't it? Whoever's playing, yes, obviously it'd be nice if it was Arsenal there, wouldn't it? It'd be brilliant. We'd all be there, I'm sure, if that was the case. But no, it's a great. The FA Cup final, whether it's a men's or a women's, it's a great day, isn't it? It's one of the biggest days still. I know they're trying to play down the importance of the FA Cup these days and almost make it as though it's not something that matters. But I think all football fans feel the same, don't they, about the FA Cup? It's still one of the biggest days in the calendar in the year for me. It always has been since I was a kid growing up. It was, one of the only live games you ever got on TV in the UK back in the day when I was growing up. So the FA Cup final has always been something special, and it'll always be something special. And the women's FA Cup final is just the same in the women's game, isn't it? It hasn't got the same history as the men's FA Cup final, obviously, but it's still such an important part of what British football is about, isn't it? English football. It's the FA Cup is what's so important. The FA and people running the game need to understand what the FA Cup means to the fans. That's what they need to understand, how much it means to us as fans. Not, even if our team's not there, we still watch it. Doesn't matter. We're still going to watch the FA Cup final because that's what we've always done. So, they need to understand how important it is. But that's going to be great. What a week that is. Well, imagine if Bayern Munich win tomorrow, they win on Thursday, and then you got the FA Cup final. Wow, what a week that is. Incredible. Brilliant.
FA Cup final and Spurs are losing. Yeah, what a week.
That'd be a great way to finish off the week, wouldn't it?
Really? Oh, well, you might get a photo with Leslie Russo's best friend. You never know. Toons.
Well, if Toon, he might score the goal that wins it. Who knows? He might well do that. Terry says, I bet Katie gets the first yellow card for doing Kelly or Hemp. Well, it'll probably be Chloe Kelly because those two have got a little bit of a history going on, haven't they? Whenever we play Man City, they always have some fun, don't they? Katie and Kelly. Terry says, Andreas did turn down the free take that tickets for a chocolate croissant bun breakfast. Exactly, yeah.
They were not free.
Iron Man FA Cup, sound off TV and radio. And they were the days, weren't they? I used to do that as well. I used to have the TV on, but listen to the radio commentary. I think it was Radio 2 back then, wasn't it? That was just brilliant. They were great days, weren't they? When I think now, people seem to want more and more football on the telly, right? And I actually thought it was better when there was less football on the telly because it was more special when it was on there, wasn't it? It used to be a big event, didn't it? If a game was on telly, like the FA Cup final, or there used to be England games on the telly and stuff like that. What's it been like in Germany, Andreas? Have they always had TV coverage of football regularly, a lot of games, or has it only been more recently?
English matches, you mean?
That's German matches as well, like German games as well.
Yeah.
Like when you was growing up, did they have like TV games on live and stuff like that in Germany?
No, when I was growing up, we had on the ARD, that's like BBC for you. There was one sports show on Saturday evening, but no live coverage, no live matches. This was coming up maybe in the 2000, 1990s, 2000, and now of course you can see on Sky every match or the Zone, the Friday and the Sunday matches. Of course, it's totally covered now, and also on this season it's on Sky. I think nearly all the Premier League matches, and the FA Cup is shown on the Zone, and of course the men's FA Cup final, the Manchester derby, will be shown broadcasted live on German TV. It's a similar situation that nearly every match can be seen on one of the pay TV channels. And I'm always happy that Sky or the Zone is showing the WSL and the FA Cup matches. That's important for me.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you're not in England, I guess the only chance to see a lot of the games is on the telly, isn't it? Of course, and it does a great job. I just kind of think that it's just overkill now. Every single night. I mean, there's a game going on tonight in the Premier League on a Friday night. Luton are playing Everton on a Friday. I mean, what a ridiculous situation that we're in. That Luton and Everton is on telly on a Friday night in the Premier League. I mean, who even thinks that's a good idea? You know, to have Everton travelling all the way down to Luton on a Friday night for a game that should be played on a Saturday afternoon.
It's been up in so many. I agree with you, mate. It's been up in regularly all season. It's ridiculous. It's just for TV, and it never used to be a thing of Friday night football. They used to have Saturday night football, but yeah, it's even for those that play fantasy football. This is just crazy that they need to cut these out. There's no need to have those games. I mean, okay, they have a massive gap between them, but it's just it doesn't make any sense, as you say.
Yeah, I just think there's too much. I kind of preferred it when there was one live game on a Sunday, every other game was played on a Saturday, and I think now you've got the opportunity with technology that each team could stream their own team's games, couldn't they? You could. Arsenal could stream all of their games to the Arsenal website. You could pay a subscription for the year, and you could watch all the. I don't want to watch. I wouldn't pay. I mean, I don't pay for Sky, but I wouldn't pay Sky to show me Luton versus Everton on a Friday night. I wouldn't pay any money for that. It's not worth me paying for that. Luton fans will probably pay. Everton fans definitely would pay because they won't get to see the game probably otherwise. So that's got to be. I can't understand why we're in a situation where the TV coverage is dominated by one or two big channels and the clubs themselves aren't able to show their own team. Even the Arsenal women's team sometimes can't even stream a game to Arsenal website when it's not even on the telly. They can't even stream the game to their website sometimes. It's ridiculous. There was that Continental Cup game, wasn't there? Was it Reading? No, Southampton. We played Southampton in the Continental Cup. Arsenal website couldn't even stream the game.
They had to pay £2. They had to pay £2 to watch that game. That's right.
Southampton could stream it. Arsenal couldn't stream it. It's absolutely ridiculous. Why aren't we in a situation where the clubs can just stream their own team game live and play all the games on a Saturday afternoon at 3:00? It's ridiculous that we've got this situation on tomorrow, for example, in the Premier League. Arsenal play before Man City again. We played before them last week. Play the games at the same time. It's much more exciting, isn't it?
It is.
You'll be glued to your phone thinking, oh my God, how are Man City doing? Are they winning? Are they losing? But you can't do that now. Arsenal play at 12:30 in the afternoon. We win, or we don't, whatever it is. Man City have got 4 hours to wait till they play. It's just stupid. It just ruins the whole excitement of it for me. I'd rather all the games played together every week, and each club can stream their own games. You can watch them if you want. If you're at the games, even better. If you're not at the games, you can watch them. You just pay it to your club to watch them. What's wrong with that? I can't understand why they can't do it. Because no one's in. Who's really interested? I mean, Greg makes a good point here. He says, going to Wembley when your team's not involved isn't great. Done it once, never again. It's just like another game. I mean, I wouldn't quite say it's like another game when it's a cup final, but it's like, why would anybody want to watch tonight Luton versus Everton unless you're a Luton or an Everton fan? Why would anybody else want to watch that game? I can't understand it. Why is it on a national channel? No one's interested. And honestly, if you're sitting at home tonight and you're not watching this show and you're watching Luton versus Everton, you need to have a serious word with yourself.
Oh God, no! I would never do. Oh no!
Because I'm sorry, but watching Luton, if you watch Luton versus Everton anytime, you need to word with yourself because it's just.
That's much better than watching that. No doubt. Yeah.
Actually, yeah, I would rather go and watch Take That than watch Luton versus Everton on a Friday night. I would definitely rather watch Take That. I would rather watch Take That with Mikel Arteta than I would rather watch Luton versus Everton. Yeah. But anyway, it is crazy what's happening with the TV. But anyway. It is. It's good that games are. It's good that Andreas can watch the games, but why not just have a subscription to Arsenal and you can watch them all? No problem. Every single game. It'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? Surely that's got to be the way.
Yeah, it's all a money thing. If you say that the clubs can show their matches on their own website and streaming platforms, then you would have to pay there. Therefore,
Hmm.
of course, we would pay for the Arsenal website to stream all our matches. Yeah, but with the fans of teams like Sheffield or Leicester or Luton, would they pay enough money? And these teams, they are depending on the money they get from Sky or from the Zone, from the big broadcasters. That's the situation in Germany too. They get so much money from TV coverage, and the smaller teams, they need this money. Of course, everybody in Germany would pay for streaming the matches of Bayern Munich, but not for Wolfsburg main team or Hoffenheim or Heidenheim, which is in the Bundesliga right now. And that's the problem. We now have a big clash between the German Bundesliga company and the Zone. There was the auction for the next 3 years, and the Zone was offering, I think, 400 or 500 million euros, much more than Sky. But but the Bundesliga wanted to have a bank guarantee, and the Zone couldn't bring the bank guarantee. And now the rights are going to Sky, and the Zone is now calling legal action because they say our offer was much higher. Why didn't we get all the rights? And you see these sums, 500 million euros for 3 seasons. The smaller teams need this money. It's all about the money, and that's the reason why every single match is shown live. Every day you can you can watch football live on TV. It's too much, I agree, but you can't stop this because it's all about the money.
It is, and I do get your point. And the smaller clubs are the ones that generally miss out, right? They are, and they shouldn't do because they need the money more than the big clubs do. The big clubs can generate their own money with merchandise and with sponsorship deals and everything else, right? And fans through the door. But I kind of quite liked it in the days before all these TV deals, where if you got a big crowd through your into your stadium on a regular basis, you generated more money, and subsequently you could become a better team. And if you didn't generate the crowd through the stadium doors, then you maybe didn't have the money, and you couldn't, and it was almost like you got rewarded for that kind of thing. Whereas now you can be a team that they wouldn't need anybody in the stadium, they wouldn't need to attract any fans at all, and they're still going to get loads of money from the TV deals. And I think that that's maybe wrong. The small team should get more money, absolutely, but there needs to be some way where if you're I don't know, if you're able to generate more money anyway by bigger crowds and merchandise, you should benefit from that, more than a team that doesn't. Luton are in the Premier League this season, right? They've got, I don't know, their ground holds 15,000, whatever it is, right? So they don't have a big fan base worldwide. No one outside England even knows where Luton is. They don't want to know where Luton is, but they wouldn't want to. They don't know anything about Luton. They don't have a fan base throughout the world, right? So they don't deserve to get all this massive money that, say, a club like Manchester United are getting, it being in the Premier League, because Manchester United are a global brand that have built that over years and years and years. They're a massive club. They deserve the money they get. Luton, to me, don't deserve the Premier League money because they're not a big enough club to have warranted it. Yes, they've got themselves promoted into the Premier League, which is great, but they're going to get relegated probably, and they're going to get a parachute payment to give them a bigger advantage over the teams in the Championship. Big teams in the Championship, Sheffield Wednesday or whatever it is, and Leeds and teams with massive fan base, they're going to miss out because Luton have got a parachute payment from the Premier League when they get 10,000. They've got 10,000 fans. It's ridiculous, really, when you think about it. But yes, you can't have an elite where only the big teams get all the money because that is not right. I'm not saying that should happen. Arsenal should get all the money, absolutely, and Man City should have to give the money that they get to everybody else, and they should have none. But realistically, you've got to. Big clubs are big clubs. Most of the big clubs now are big clubs because they've earned that right by being successful. And yes, the money's played a part in that. But even before there was big money, Arsenal was successful, Man United was successful, Liverpool was successful. Those teams like that deserve the success that comes with that. Luton don't. I'm sorry, they don't. As much as we've loved Luton being in the Premier League and how they played, they've got, they don't have any fans. You know what I mean? They don't have any fans. If you was to go abroad and wear a Luton shirt, no one would know what it was. You go abroad and you wear an Arsenal shirt, and people follow you around.
Everybody
Arsenal,
loves
Arsenal.
it.
And that's the difference, isn't it? You know, and even Man United, if you wore a Man United shirt, Liverpool shirt, whatever it is, Man City, West Ham, even all these teams. But Luton, you wear a Luton shirt, people think it was your Sunday league team that you play for. You could actually say it was. Oh yeah, I play for this team. No one would know because no one's ever heard of Luton, have they? But anyway, we digress slightly. There you go. Terry says, I noticed Richard didn't mention that take that with 29. Well, no, maybe that's what we do. Greg says that you're getting low. Take that and Arteta. I wouldn't wish that on any Spurs. But yeah, but you've got to think that we're looking at Luton versus Everton on a Friday night, though, Greg. I'm not saying in normal circumstances. I'm saying rather than watching Luton versus Everton, I'd pretty much do anything other than have to watch Luton versus Everton. Let's be honest. So, you know, if it means going to see Take That, I would do that instead. Absolutely, I would. Every single day. Terry says, if it wasn't for the TV companies, Andreas could have made the Arsenal game this week as well. Yeah, well, maybe could have done, yeah. Watched it all, why not? But no, I mean, it's ridiculous, really. But the WSL, unfortunately, is going down the same route, isn't it? It is going down the same route, and it won't be long until we've got live games on 7 days a week from the Women's League. Women's games are going to be like, aren't they, unfortunately, in a few years' time. But that's called progress, apparently. It's progress. There you go. Whether or not it's a good thing or not is a debate that I suppose we could have a long time about. But anyway, so anyway, that is the Arsenal Women's Show, and it's been quite good today, hasn't it? Because we've looked back on the Everton game, which wasn't fantastic, was it? We're all disappointed in that. We've also celebrated a young player getting her first contract, which has been great news, but probably the best news of the week in many ways, apart from Chelsea losing, of course. And we have looked ahead to, of course, a big game on Sunday for the women against Manchester City, and what a big game that's going to be. That game definitely deserves to be on the telly. That one does, because it's two of the top teams. All the great Lionesses players are playing as well. It's going to be great. So you'll have to definitely enjoy that game, I'm sure. So yeah, it's been a great show, hasn't it? I've kind of enjoyed it. Don't forget, on the channel tomorrow, I'm not doing a watch along of the men's game against Bournemouth because it's 12:30 kickoff, and I can't stand 12:30 kickoffs. So we'll be here at 7:30 tomorrow night. Me and Neil are going to be looking back on the Bournemouth game, and obviously we'll come straight live after the Man City game. So we'll talk about the result of that and what it means for the last few games of the season. So join us at 7:30 tomorrow for that. And of course, Sunday we will be here for the women's game. 2:15 kickoff, so 2:00. Join me for that. Man City away. We wasn't able to get tickets. We tried everywhere, couldn't get any tickets. So unless any last-minute tickets come up, I'll be doing the game on Sunday because just the way it is. Andreas has got an exciting and busy weekend anyway, so he's sorted out, which is going to be good. What are you up to, Amar, this weekend? Anything good? Bank holiday weekend, isn't it? So that's
well, I'm working, isn't it? I actually had a quiz question, but no, I'll set that for next time.
Okay.
I did have a quiz question, but I'll save it for next time.
Oh, sorry, no problem.
I'm working, and I'll be following the Bournemouth game, and then I guess I've not got much really else. I'm working late both days, so I'll just enjoy that and then come home, I guess, and I'll go bank holiday Monday off, so that's something to look forward to.
Yeah, it's always good to have a bank holiday. Hopefully the weather will be nice, and it'll be good fun.
I'll do the
Greg says. The best thing is there's always the next game. Well, until it's the end of the season, then there isn't, is there? So then it's nearly the end of the season now. So it's kind of quite. I always feel quite sad at the end of the season because it's all finished, and then But then I kind of enjoy the summer break when you haven't got to think about football for a bit, and you can relax and do other things. So it's not always bad, is it? No. But yeah, there is always the next game, and our next game is of course Sunday, exciting stuff. And of course the men are playing tomorrow lunchtime, so enjoy that as well. It's going to be good. And I'll be here tomorrow night with Neil to look back on that. So that's going to be good, isn't it? So the Arsenal Women's Show is done. The weekend is here. It's a bank holiday. Is it a bank holiday in Germany, Andreas, as well?
No.
Oh, you see.
Normal working week, yeah. But I know how much you are excited about the Luton-Everton match, and you want to know how it's going. The result at the moment is 1-1 after 15 minutes. I just checked it for you.
Don't rub it in.
Oh, brilliant! So, well, we can still watch the end of it, then, can't we? We can go away and watch the last half.
Oh no, I'm watching the snooker. I'm watching the World Snooker Championship, man. I've been following it all along. I'm a big snooker fan, so I'll watch that.
Well, to be honest, I'd rather watch snooker or darts than watch Luton play Everton. Quite honestly, I can't stand snooker or darts. So there you go. But anyway, I'm glad it's 1-1. At least there's goals in the game, I suppose. So if you have spent your evening watching that, at least you've seen a goal or two, which is nice. So I hope you've enjoyed it. But we haven't. We won't. Anyway, thanks to Andreas for all the way from. It's Cologne you're in, aren't you? It's all the way from Motel 1 in Cologne. Well, is it as nice as the one in London or not as nice?
Oh, it's bigger than the one in London. All the other, the room is the same, everything the same. But in London I'm staying at the Premier Inn right now because they offer better tariff and of course if you're a frequent guest of Premier Inn, they offer a rebate. And last time I was in London, I went to the Motel 1 and talked with them. Right. And there was one guy, he recognized me and he said, I know you're a frequent guest and you're staying so often here. I can't do anything. The rates are given from the head office and we have no influence. I can't offer you anything. I said, if it's a difference for three nights, more than £100 different. So I'm sorry, I can't stay in the Motel 1. But Here in Germany, I can. It's much cheaper than the Motel 1 in London. This one here in Cologne.
Right.
I would say everything in Cologne is probably much cheaper than in London, to be fair. London is one of the most expensive cities on earth, so I'm not surprised about that. What's the breakfast like? Is it similar?
The breakfast in the Premier Inn is the better one. And it's £12 for a full English breakfast, and in Motel 1 you have to pay £15 for continental breakfast. So this 15, is a point for Premier. 15, yes. 15 pounds for continental breakfast, and £12 at Premier Inn for the full English breakfast. So.
Well, we have our Star Awards breakfast at work every month, and if you're welcome to any time and pop in by London Eye, once again, I'll get you some breakfast as well. So.
Yeah, at least I know now where you're working.
No, it's good to see you. You surprised me. I wasn't expecting. I was really good. Yeah. You came to the Eye. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I surprised Amar with a visit at London Eye, where he's working, and he was in talks with tourists, and I said North London forever, and he
oh, brilliant stuff!
That was good. That was brilliant. That was absolutely brilliant. Yeah.
Wow.
Even my colleagues were saying, "Oh wow," they were surprised. Yeah, they came all the way from Germany. Yeah.
Good stuff. Wow, brilliant stuff.
6 weeks now till the start of the men's Euros as well. I just realised it's crazy. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a good summer of football, actually, isn't it? This summer, so that's going to be good as well. It seems to be a lot of every summer there's a tournament somewhere, isn't it? Either the women are playing a tournament, or the men have got a tournament, or there's something going on, isn't it? I suppose every summer, but it's all good fun. We enjoy all that. Terry says, how many more holidays has Amar got this month, and where's he going?
I'm not going on holiday anywhere. Don't worry, I'm not going on holiday anywhere.
You don't have any holidays this month.
Maybe next month.
You've had enough holidays this year already, haven't you? You've had far too many holidays lately anyway, so it's fun.
Yeah.
We all deserve a holiday, don't we? Let's be honest. We all deserve a holiday.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the end of the season so I can have a holiday. That's quite funny. Terry says, I thought Andreas smelled nice tonight. It must be all that cologne.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, that was coming. I know somebody would mention the perfume.
All that cologne. Yeah, why not? That's pretty good stuff, isn't it? Is that where that term originates from? It must be, mustn't it? Did they? Is Cologne a city where they first made perfume or something? Is that
I think that's where it's named from. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I don't know the history of this perfume, but it must be from Cologne.
Yeah, it does. It did.
Otherwise, it makes no sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it's originated in the city. Yeah.
Wow, there you go. Fantastic. See, you get history on this channel as well. You get geography, you get history, you get everything. It's educational. Don't bother going to school. You don't need to go to school. Just watch us, and we'll educate you all you need to know. You know what I mean? You don't need to know anything more than what we teach you. That's it. That's all you need. So anyway, that's been the Arsenal Women's Show. It's been a lot of fun tonight, as always. It's great to have Andreas with us on his travels again. It's great to have Amar with us instead of he's binned off Take That and come with us tonight instead, which is better. The right decision, obviously. And thanks to all you guys as well for watching, all the comments as well, obviously. Really good stuff. And obviously the weekend can start now. I say Arsenal tomorrow lunchtime. That's going to be big. Arsenal women on Sunday in the afternoon. That's going to be big as well. Wow, what a big way. And it's a bank holiday as well, which is great, isn't it? So enjoy the weekend, whatever you're up to. Enjoy the football. Make sure you join us tomorrow at 7:30 for the match review. And, of course, Sunday for the big game. Arsenal women against Man City. That's going to be good. And we will see you all very, very soon. Andreas, thank you very much. See you next week. And Amar as well. Have a good week, good weekend. And we'll see you soon. By taking these, I'll see you tomorrow.
Take care.
Come on, you Gunners. Yeah. Come on, you Gunners. Big weekend, 6 points. Come on, let's do it.
Bring it on.
Do it.
Yeah. Bye.